Hello, Reagan here. All right, so we are on the home stretch. Final video. Oh, it took so long. Oh, goodness. Oh, my goodness. All right, we did it. So, I'm going to walk you through this and pitch in a little bit here and there. Some of the things that I should have done better and a couple of things I got wrong. A couple of them I left because I was like, yeah, I'm not tearing that all apart. So, I'll try to point those out to you as I catch them. This piece in my hand right here is one of the first ones. I glued that on backward. Not that piece, you'll see. The one that I'm putting glue down for right now. It has laser cuts in it, like decorative cuts, to make the front look fancy. And I thought it faced outward. It doesn't, it faces inward. So that's backward. That should be facing the other way. Oops. But it's okay. We moved on. It doesn't look bad going the other way. It's just missing a tiny bit of the detail. But, you know, these things happen, so it's all right. It would have looked so much better with those laser cuts in front. But I did it. I think this would be really cute to put an actual clock in. If I could have found... I have some clockwork somewhere around here, but I didn't know where. So I skipped that part and just put the parts in that came with the kit. But I think it would look really cute with an actual clock in it. I think it'd be actually really adorable. You have to change the lighting a little bit if you did that, but it could be done. Anyway, and then this is the little platform that it goes on. So while I'm going along and not making any mistakes, I'll share with you some of the stuff I have planned for 2025. I'm planning on getting back to live streaming. I've been talking about it. I keep talking about it, and I can only talk about it so much. Like, I have to do it. Like, I really want to really bad. So still trying to nail down the schedule thing. Like this morning, I thought that I had the house to myself for a few hours. I thought that I had the house from like 3 in the morning until like 10 or 11 or whatever to myself, but I did not. So I got up and I was all ready to, do some things. And I realized that I couldn't. I had to wait until a little bit later even to get like this voiceover done. And then I've got a cat playing with her toy really loud in the background. I'm sure you can probably hear that. But it brings her joy, so I'm not going to kill her joy just because I want to get my my audio recorded. She can play. It's really cute. She's having a good time. So I can't interfere with that. Anyway, but I will get the scheduling nailed down one way or another. I can push harder and have it done sooner, but I mean, when you live in the house with other people and, it's kind of like wrangling cats sometimes to get everybody like on the same page with some stuff. And I mean, we run like a poorly oiled machine around here that really needs an overhaul and has broke down on the side of the road more than once, but we're still running. Okay. Just a little rough. maybe a quart low, but we're still going. My goodness. She's throwing it to herself. I'm sorry. Beans. Shh. She's so cute. Anyway, but I'm going to try to get that done. And then the other thing that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing daily, like a daily tarot on my Instagram, because I get up in the morning every morning and as part of my mindfulness routine, I pull a tarot card. And it kind of helps me to like focus. I don't use tarot in a, like fortune telling, give me all the answers kind of way. I use tarot as a form of therapy for myself, and it gives me kind of like a framework for focus. You know what I mean? It gives me something to kind of shift my brain to, and put some thought in a direction of something that I might be ignoring, or something that maybe does need a little bit more attention than I'm actually giving it, that kind of thing. So I figured that I would share share that with people, with everyone else as I do it. And you know, so I'll be posting those over on Instagram, and then over on my Patreon. she's having so much fun. Over on my Patreon, I'll be doing some more of that type of stuff as well. And we'll get there. It'll be maybe some little like short, like 3-card general readings. I'm not reading for anyone specific. I'm basically sharing my own personal readings and cards with you as kind of a public diary of, you know, what the cards are, you know, revealing and what effect it's having on, you know, like me personally, and kind of share some of that stuff. Just because I can, because I want to. So I'll be doing that. And I'm also, I've got one more kit, and I'm going to be doing some scratch building as far as miniatures go. I had a couple things. I had one I wanted to get done by Christmas, but I don't think that's going to happen. So I'm going to have to ride that one out a little bit longer. Darn. I didn't want to, but I think I'm going to have to, just because I'm not there right now. I've got too much other, like, my brain's broke at the moment, but we'll figure it out. And I really need to start making some money, so I need to start making some things and listing them for sale and stuff like that. I do have some stuff up on my Etsy shop, but it's just some random couple things I put together, and then I had to kind of back burner that for other reasons. And yeah, so I'm just 2025 is going to be get my head out of my rear end kind of year. I spent 2024 basically repairing mentally from what happened the previous like 3-4 years, you know. I've been really kind to myself. I've been really soft on myself. I acquired a couch. I got a new bed and a little electric fireplace so that I can live some cozy living for a little bit. Regardless of how bad everything else is going, I have at least a little bit of comfort in my life. And I'm trying to just get myself balanced out, you know. And it's gonna happen. I'm gonna do it. And even if things get worse before they get better, it's okay. It's okay. You know. Sometimes that's just how it works. And if it wasn't for the bad, I wouldn't appreciate the good as much as I do. Ooh, I hate the bad though. Not a fan of the bad. I've had enough bad. I've had enough bad for many lifetimes. I just don't want to break from the bad. But it's okay. So this is gonna be the year of like tightening the purse strings a little, getting some more money coming in, getting back to work instead of just chasing my own tail and not quite getting done what I want to get done and barely getting by, which is what I've been doing a lot of. So I'm gonna try to fix that. Yeah, so I've got links if you want to check out any of my stuff. And the thing that's absolutely free to do that helps me and supports me is to watch my videos and like and share and comment, subscribe. That's all free. It really helps me out. So, you know, just saying. And if you follow my Patreon, you don't have to be a paid patron to join me on Patreon. I do have free content over there. I do have some paywall content over there. And I will have more paywall content over there, but also will have more free content over there. And my Twitch link is there. I'm going to be, like I said, getting toward the live streaming thing. I'm just not quite sure what I'm going to do yet. I might do like the Pomodoro style focus streams, like co-working. using Super Sweetbot so that I can work on my miniatures and be able to focus on that and not on the chat and get things done and still be there for other people while they're working on things. So that's a possibility. But I kind of have to throw everything at everything right now because I have a lot to do and no mulas. So this lamp thingy, real quick, subject change, hit the clutch. Okay. These little swirly pieces go around this in a circle. The swirly pieces, when I broke them out of their little piece, I cut them gently out as best I possibly could, and I still had to reassemble them. And I've also managed since then to nick one of them and to have the piece set aside because I have to glue it back on. But what I did is I put it flat and I used a glue that doesn't dry very fast to like set it like this and put them together. And then I picked that piece up and rotated them all into the shape they're supposed to be in. Like you could keep them in this shape, it wouldn't look bad, but it's supposed to be, you know, like hanging down or whatever. So it just took a little bit of finagling and gluing things to myself and shuffling in order to finally get it exactly where it was supposed to be. And I put too much glue and it covered the hole and I had to fix that. But yeah, it's very, very finicky. It was for me. In the future, I might try to find something to like set it on while I do it. But yeah, see how these are supposed to be rotated down like that. But putting the glue on and letting it kind of tack up a little bit made it a little bit easier to work with it when it was finally time. And that's how it's supposed to look. It's really cute. And then there's some more pieces that go on it. And I was trying so hard not to wreck it in the process. And I was just all the glue. Yeah. So, yeah, like I said, you just, if you get those like just started with some nice tacked up glue, then it's easy to get it rotated into the position that it needs to be. And yeah, I think I was gluing the clear bead on the wrong side. Yeah, I was. So I apparently left in the wrong footage and cut out the other footage. Whoops. But the clear bead doesn't go on the top where the little pieces meet. It goes on the bottom where the big pieces spread out. But you'll figure that out when you look at the book if you're making this kit. Yeah. And then on the stairs, some of the stairs I made the right way and some of the stairs I made the wrong way. The top ones here are the right way. They're in between, like down in between the two sides of the stairs. The bottom stairs there, I made the wrong way. I put them on top of, I put them on top of the wood. For some reason I was worried about structure. I don't know. It's a miniature kit. Don't know what I was thinking. So the bottom staircase is a little narrower than it's supposed to be. But yeah, so you can see on the light and see how the fluted pieces come, like the little frilly pieces come out, the filigree pieces come out like that, and where it's wider out and open, the clear bead goes on the inside of that. Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. Yeah, my staircases tend to come out a little wonky. Bad at them. I don't know. I glued it. It's together. It's okay. It's for me. I'm not selling this one. I'm keeping this one for myself. Yeah, so, oh well. If it was something I was making for someone or whatever, it'd be a little different. But the someone I made this for doesn't care what it looks like because that someone is me. So it's okay. This is the cutest way I've ever seen to make little mushrooms, and this brought joy to me because this never would have dawned on me. So it says to put little white dots all over them. It says to scratch the paint to put the little white dots. I didn't do that. I left the little white dots off But I'm sure you could do it with like some white paint, a paint pen, something like that, or you could just scratch the little white dots like the instructions say. But it's just cutting the tops off of the little stamens and then gluing those little tops onto a piece of white wire. Makes the cutest little mushrooms, the absolute most adorable little mushrooms. But yeah, see how this lines up? When it's there, there's a gap to the left, and then on the right, the only part that actually touches is the bottom part. So that kind of bugged me. All right, so then we have another staircase, my favorite. And I'm also like, this one I actually, now that I've learned and I'm on staircase number 3, have figured out how to do it right. I'm gluing them in the proper place that they're supposed to be glued in instead of the wrong way. Look at me, I'm so talented. It only took me 3 tries to figure it out. Look at that. Actually, it was 2. It was on the second try. I got the last one right too. It's okay, because later on, I'm gonna glue this staircase on crooked, so it's okay. I'll still mess up somewhere else. It's fine. I'm such a messy crafter. I don't mean to be. I don't try to be. But you know, I'm getting old and my hands aren't as responsive as they used to be, and I kind of like get like go mentally on vacation sometimes in the middle of doing things. All of a sudden I turn into the Swedish chef and things are flying everywhere. And by the time I realize that I've gone off the rails, it's too late and everything is glued to everything, and it's just, that's it. So, you know, that's just how it is. But yeah, so these pieces go like this, and then this piece goes up on top, coming down to the next layer, and then this is the floor, the whole big bottom piece. And there's just these two little thin cutout pieces, one of them which I almost chucked because I didn't realize it went to something. They get glued together, a little bit of overlap there, and then it gets a little edge on the other side, and then this goes on top of there. So it looks like that. Give it some glue. Should have used a different glue. This stuff is great for like paper, or some things that this glue is absolutely wonderful for. This is not one of those some things. Should have used tacky glue, but this works out nice. It doesn't fall apart. I weighted it down and let it dry, so that really helped because I actually like let it dry and didn't just, you know. That's always an improvement. But look at that. Ta-da. All right, so then I slowed this down so that I can show you how the lighting goes. This is in real time, so I'm not all chipmunked out here. Okay, so this light comes up to the bottom because there's like a globe thing that goes on top of it, and then the wire comes out and then goes up this way, and this is going to be behind the clock tower. No, beside the clock tower. You'll see like which way it goes. But and then I actually used the sticker tape like it tells you to in the first place to tape this down. And you want to make sure that you get your height right on that light. I eyeballed it. It was fine. I ended up just taking the tape off and pulling the bulb a little bit back more because it was sticking up a little bit too high for the globe when I positioned it. But it gives you a measurement that tells you exactly where it's supposed to be. I just tend to not measure anything because I'm really bad about that unless I absolutely have to. But yeah, so there's the base and that wire going out the back way. Yes. And then this piece sits on here, the 3 pieces, and that light comes up in the middle of the 3 pieces, right in the center. And then you can see where that wire comes out next to the clock tower in the back in that little void, which is also where the battery pack sets once you have this fully assembled. So you've got the wire there, and then you have the wires coming down from the top for the lights up on the top and the second floor. And then I'm just gluing all of this. So this is what I really like about this glue bottle. Like once this thing's empty, I'm gonna fill it up with another glue. I'm not getting rid of this bottle because it does cool things. It's got this little like it's like silicone bristle little brush, squeezy brush, and I like it. I really like it. It's great for spreading glue on large areas. So I thought that was great because it really helps if you use a brush or something and kind of like smooth the glue out when you're doing big areas like that. It tends to stick better because if you just do little ribbons of glue, a lot of times they'll break free really quick because you're not getting as well of a cohesive adhesion. So yeah, and just put this all in place and wiggle it around a whole bunch and get frustrated because I unglued something else somewhere else, I'm sure. Get everything lined up and then back to being way too fast and not know what I'm doing. No, I was kidding. Yeah, so this is the piece I was talking about that goes in the middle, and it's like this globe thing with a light up bead in the middle. It's a green bead. It's really pretty, and the light it puts out is really nice too. So it looks really cute. Breaking these pieces out once again, complete nightmare. Broke a lot, had to re-glue them, and lost a piece of one of the pieces. Sometimes these things make me just irritated. I guess is the best way to say it. They really just irritate me to no end. But the finished product, even with the flaws, turns out really, really cute. So it's okay. Can't be totally mad. I get so frustrated because I set it down in the first place, and then I'm like, I could just nudge that just a little bit, and then everything goes wrong. And I get so irritated with it, but it's okay. We got it. And sometimes, as a bonus, I'll drop it on the floor, and if I'm really lucky, I will have not swept recently under my desk, and it'll get covered in cat hair. Yeah. So, but once it goes together, like I said, it's really cute, and it looks really cute. And the important part is when the stuff gets really frustrating like this, is sometimes it's just take a breather, take a 5-minute, take a walk, go get a drink of water, stand up and stretch, anything, just a little quick step aside from it so that you can come back at it with fresh eyes and you're not so frustrated. Because like I said, sometimes I get really frustrated and I'll keep going at it until I like I've just given myself fits about it, and then I'll just like walk away for a couple minutes, even just a moment, and come back and everything just goes right together just fine because my brain just needed a break. I use Aleene's tacky glue for this so that I could do things like flip it upside down and keep working while it was still not 100% dry. That stuff is like a miracle. I love that glue so much, and I use a lot of it. I like the thinner glues for other stuff. Like each one has its place, and like there's some applications where you just don't want the bigger, thicker globs of glue or whatever, and you can use it in smaller portions, but it's just the consistency of it is very thick, so it gets to be sometimes frustrating. It doesn't work really well in my precision bottles, so I use other glues for that stuff. But for stuff like this is tacky glue was definitely the way to go, because if I went with super glue, there's a chance that I was going to glue it wrong and then get really frustrated. Tacky glue gave me some working time, and I got it, and it's not quite even, but it's okay. It made it. I did it. And then by some miracle, it just sits on here, and then it actually sat on there. It didn't like fall, and then I put it like at an angle a little bit. Give it some artsy flair. You're supposed to. That's what it tells you to in the book. And that goes on the front. And then Here's the wiring. We're going to slow it back down again, I think, and show you how to do the wiring. So there's a bulb on here, right here, that goes to the clock. And it goes right in the middle behind the works of the clock so that you don't see just the bare bulb. And there's this piece that goes over it. And that hole goes toward the clock, and then the solid moon piece goes outward toward the back. I thought it was the other way. It wasn't the other way. This is the way it goes. I had to like triple check, but we got some more of our sticker tape that comes with the kit. And you just take the bulb and you line it up with the hole and then tape it in place. And it happens so nice. It's just so nice. It just took me a few tries. It folds this way. Somebody's yelling for their dog, which means their dog is in my yard. Okay. What's new? Anyway, okay. So then this gets closed over. I used some of the runner, this stuff, to close this up, which worked fine, but I will tell you that that did not work to stick it to the back of the clock. So I eventually had to go back with tacky glue and glue it to the back of the clock, or clear glue. I might have used some of the clear glue, but yeah, I had to go back with proper glue to glue it to the back of the clock, because this it doesn't lay flat because of the bulb, so the runner tape didn't work. This worked just fine. I was able to pinch this into place, but it will not hold it on the back there. I'm going to repeat myself 50 times because I should have listened to myself when I realized that I was having a problem, and I didn't. And then I kept like sticking it on there and it was falling off and I was having a bad time, but I figured it out. Yeah, I thought it went this way. It does not go this way. And it goes flipped over the other way. I look at the instructions and go, oh yeah, no, it goes this way. Yeah. And then it just lands up right there. Yep, and that's it. I don't know why it took me so many tries to work that out in my brain. Oh, and that was a little bit off, but it's gonna be because it's connected, so yeah. I wish this worked. It would have been nice because it's flat and pretty smooth and doesn't take up a lot of, like, you know, and you can't see it at all to the other side, so it's fine. I also had this at a bad angle for the wiring, so it's kind of a good thing. Make sure that you angle that wiring down toward where the battery pack goes, because those wires are a little bit short and you need just enough to get everything connected together. So now I split the insulation on these wires. I also took a button battery and tested each one to make sure I knew which one was positive and which one was negative, and I marked all of my positives so that I could keep track and make sure that I connected all the positives and all the negatives together correctly, because every positive goes to a positive and then the negative all goes to negative. I've done another video talking about wire strippers. I used my fingernails. This is really thin wire and my nails are trashed so it's okay, but if you look through, you can find there's a video talking about different types of wire strippers that are available. And I'm going to check this and make sure everything's working. Yes, and then see that I'm so bad about that. Just using my fingernails. But if you take the battery and pinch it between, yes, get a little bit of light. Yeah, that's all I needed to know. Just want to make sure it was working and that I had everything connected the right way. And then I'm going to go through and use some more of the little sticker tapes and cover everything up so that none of my positive and negative short out on each other, like don't touch each other. And yeah, because that's the worst. Really disappointing when you short out a mini kit. Even though it looks like bare wire, like the light that goes behind the flock, and the rest of the wire there looks like bare wire. It just has a very thin insulation coating on it, but it does exist. It is there. So for the most part, that wire is perfectly insulated and you don't have to worry about it. It's just at the ends where the insulation has been removed for connection. And if you're ever having a problem getting it to connect, the easiest way is to kind of like scrape it with or like run some sandpaper on it. I usually burn it with a lighter, but that's probably not the best option. Put the battery backward. Forgot which was positive and which was negative. Look at me testing it again to make sure everything's good. Yep, we're good. Okay. And then I'm gonna get out the battery pack after I do some more stripping, because I didn't strip the, there we go, got the ends of the wire. Then we've got the one coming up from the floor, which is that globe in the middle that I just finished building before I started doing this. And once again, those wires are just they don't have the heavy like gray insulation on them. They look like bare wires, but it's only the ends that don't have insulation. That wire is a little bit short. It was a little bit frustrating, but it's enough wire. It's just me wanting way excess to work with. And I don't need the excess to work with. I just want the excess to work with. But it's definitely plenty to reach the battery pack, so it works just fine. And there's the there's the battery pack. And once again, just battery pack goes. I glued this, but it was a little bit wonky. It's kind of wonky, to be honest with you. But I found some like sticky tape, double-sided. It's tape, of course. It's sticky. No, some like double-sided tape, and taped it in place there. And I should have shifted it just a little bit so that the wires folded in a little bit easier, but I didn't. Yeah, it's this stuff. This stuff is almost bubble tape. It came with a kit for some wire, like cord keeper thingies that I got to cover up the wire for the TV, because there was this big black wire running down my wall. So I got some cord keeper things that are the same color as my like the paint on my living room wall, so that it blends in and is just this big black wire hanging down. And it came with this big roll of tape, and I love this stuff. So stuck that in place. Throw some batteries in there. I got the wire hooked up, just positive and negative to the corresponding positive and negative, of course. And look at that. Isn't it cute already, just from this side? Okay, so then we had to make some little mushrooms. There's no words. I tried like a bunch of different ways and I was getting very frustrated. Finally, I realized that if I just take a little bit of tacky glue, put on the end of each one of these little pieces of wire and set it down and let it get a little more tacked up, that works. Once it's a little bit more tacked up, then you just stick it to the mushroom and lay it aside, and then you're good to go. Of course, I had to overhandle it and mess it up, but see there, look, ta-da. And they just turn out like that. I had to fix that one because it was like a little sideways, but yeah, just boop. Yeah. And though like the perfectionist in me was crying, it actually like works out fine. See, look at them, aren't they cute? And then this is a book. I'm making a whole bunch of books. And I just score down the pages before I fold them so that they fold a little bit easier, but I wasn't being very exact with this or using a ruler or straight edge like I usually do. I was just kind of winging it, and you couldn't really tell exactly where all the pages were supposed to fold, so it's a little rough, but it worked. It came out just fine. It's supposed to look a little rough. You know, your upper floors of this place are like dilapidated and getting rained on and things, you know? So, of course, it's going to look a little rough. The little books. So cute. And then here's the covers. Sure, stickers? Yes. And then we're going to do that a few more times. I got smart. Lined them all up. Did them all at once. What would have been even smarter is not to have cut them out and did it while they were all still in, like before they got cut out of the thing. But these were pop outs, so I didn't have to like precisely cut them. So it wouldn't have worked as well anyway. But that's okay. Oh, look, a straight edge. What? Smarter, not harder. Oh my goodness. It's actually going to make sense. I really enjoy these kits. The next one I'm doing, the next video I'll have out next week, is going to be, it's going to be 2 parts. I was going to do it in 1 part, but it still ended up being like, it took me like 4 hours to build. So I've got like 4 hours of video. And I can cut it down, but by the time I cut it down, it's still going to be, you know, pretty long. So I figure I'll just do 2, I'll do it in 2 videos, but it's a little jar build, which is really cute, and I think you'll like it. So what is that? Sorry. Books. Anyway, yeah, so it's going to be in 2 parts, just because, yeah, I tried really hard. I tried to cut it down as much as I possibly could, and it wasn't going to happen. So now that I have all these folded, I'm going to glue all the way down, and we're going to accordion them back up. It's going to be amazing. And these are also sticker book covers. See? So easy. If you don't glue the backs of the pages, this is what happens. They just pop open. And it really sucks. So if you glue the back of the pages, it's a little bit easier to work with them. All right. I've talked a lot. I'm going to go ahead and shoosh my mouth for a minute. Let you guys grab a drink of water and let you guys watch the rest of this. And I'll catch you at the end. Talk to you in a bit. All right, here we go. Home stretch. So, this is the little cauldron. I'm making myself some soup. No, I'm just kidding. This one goes in the other one. See what I was saying about those mushrooms earlier? Aren't they just adorable? They are so cute. And these barrels like gave me fits. As you saw when I was putting them together. But they turned out cute at the end. You can't tell how poorly I did putting them together. Of course. Look at that. Just adorable. And the little witch hat with the broom. So cute. I had to get messy with this one because it's got screws for legs and the screws don't glue to the floor. So I glued it to the wall. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. And please check out my links and all that stuff. And the biggest show of support that you can show is to subscribe, like, share, comment, all that fun stuff. Just interaction. Follow me on Instagram. Check out my Twitch. I'll be streaming over there soon. I'll let everybody know. Check out my Patreon. I do have free stuff on my Patreon, of course. And, you know, just, yeah, the more you interact, the better it is for me. It's, you know, I know we're all kind of struggling. It's holiday season, but there's plenty of free things you can do that really help me out tremendously. Anyway, I appreciate you, and I hope you enjoyed watching me glue myself together a whole bunch. See you next time.